how you show up in this world. What you put out, you get back. How many believe that, by the way? Just raise your hand nice and high, right? Your efforts are always monitored. The universe is watching. Don't say master is watching. Don't say anybody else is watching. Don't say your coach is watching. No, the universe is watching at all times. This is what you need to understand. Everybody take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. I want to share with you something to do with consciousness, conscious awakening, right? We call this event the awakening. How do we increase our awareness? Because you need to understand what's happened. There's this model that is spoken about by an organization called Landmark. I don't know anybody familiar with the organization, right? They talk about this model. I want to share this with you because I think it's extremely important. And what they say is, if this is talking about the knowledge that we have, okay, or the knowledge that exists in the entire of existence, what they say is, this much is what we know. Okay, I'd like everybody to draw this down. Because when you write, you are logging things in the subconscious mind. You're learning on a deeper level. So please don't just sit there. You passively listen. By the end of it, you're going to remember maybe 10% of the stuff. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So I was saying, this is how much we know. This is what this model was teaching. And what they said was, what's interesting is this part here, is this is how much we know that we don't know. This is how much we know that we don't know. Okay? So what does this mean? This is how much we know. Like, if we talk about the whole of existence, everything that we actually know is this much. This is how much we know that we don't know. For example, I know that I can't, I am not qualified to operate on somebody's brain right now in terms of surgery, right? I can't be in that surgery room, okay? We operate a different way by subconscious mind reprogramming. But I can't do the surgery right now. I know that I don't know. I know that I don't know how to fix a car engine right now. So I know that I don't know, right? How many of you are following so far? Give me a hand raise. Beautiful. Thank you, Val. Okay, so what's interesting is what they talk about here is when they say, this is how much we don't know that we don't know. And this is very linked to the awakening and raising your consciousness, right? How many of you want to raise your awareness, raise your consciousness, right? Know more. Know more about existence. Know more about law of attraction. Know more about how everything works, right? Everybody should be dancing like Yash right now. So you want to know more. But the problem here is most of the things in existence we don't know that we don't know. We just have no idea that that thing exists at all. And I'll give you an example. Right? How many of you know that we breathe? How many of you know that we breathe through one nostril at a time? How many of you know that? Right. How many of you didn't know? Just raise your hand nice and high. You didn't know. You didn't know you breathe through one nostril at a time. I see you guys checking. You're very, very skeptical mind, huh? Really? Do I? Right? 86% of people, so that means 86% of you guys, right? So about 800 plus people out of this call, right, are breathing through one side at one time. Now you're probably thinking, okay, so why on earth would I even want to know that? Right? Now, what if I was to tell you, hey, wait there a second, your right side, so every 3 to 4 hours it changes. How many of you didn't know that? Okay, you're going to need to wait 3 to 4 hours before you can find out. Huh? So every 3 to 4 hours it switches to the other side. Now this is the thing you've lived with. This body, this instrument, is something you've lived with for so many years, and you don't even know how it works. Is that not a problem? You don't even know why it does that. There are no accidents that happen. Everything happens for a purpose. Now, what if I was to tell you that right channel is linked to the sun, right? Left channel is linked to the moon. Sun energies, moon energies. Now you're probably thinking, this sounds really crazy. It's like, what are we talking about here? Okay. Now you can think it's crazy, but let me tell you why you think it's crazy. The people who do think it's crazy, right? It's because you don't know that you don't know. It doesn't exist. Nobody's told you about that before. Anything that you are not used to, you call crazy. but it doesn't mean it's not true. It just means you don't know that you don't know. Are we following this so far? Yes? Give me a yes. Give me a big yes. I can see from your facial expression you give me a yes, right? Okay. Everybody inhale. Slow exhale. Tomorrow, I'll be teaching you how to use these two channels because it's very powerful, right? Those of you who don't know why this is happening, it's very simple. How many of you sometimes you feel extremely, extremely excited, really, really, like, you just, even though you're introvert, sometimes you just have that energy. How many of you feel like that sometimes? Okay, next time you feel that way, check which side. All you need to do, one side is more blocked, one side is more open. Right now, it will be the case also. One side is more blocked, one side is more open. How many of you already found that out, by the way? Just raise your hand. Yep, okay, there you go. That's 86%, right? So now, what happens is next time you feel really, really hyper and you don't know why, check which nostril. I can almost guarantee you're breathing through your right channel because right channel is active channel. That's sun channel. How many of you sometimes you just feel so peaced out, so chilled, like you're just like chilling there and you feel like, I don't know what it is. I feel so relaxed right now. Anybody ever feel like that? Right? A lot of you? Okay, next time check. You see, you don't need to take my word for it. You check. It's your instrument. You can check anytime you want. Next time you check, I can almost be certain you'll be breathing through the left side because that is linked to the moon. Now you're thinking, okay, now we're learning some things maybe we didn't know that we didn't know before. And then now your question is, what's the relevance? Who cares? Why? What if I was to tell you that if you know how to breathe through both channels, that can create balance and harmony in life because balance